at it from behind. And so I want to end it here.
Okay, but would it be fair to say that the NPP didn't put in much work, but the NDC had to put in much work, go down there to go and campaign and ensure that they send the message out to the people, which would then convince the people who then voted for the NPP in the 2024 election to change their minds to vote for the NDC now?
Well, you see, the whole concept of by-elections, when an MP is up there, I've always said so. When I was in Parliament, I've always been advocating for the situation where we can always ask the party that has suffered, I mean, the MP place.
Yes.
It's something the Constitution you must be looking at it.
The whole concept of by-election.
The whole concept of by-election. That will save us money, to save us the unnecessary tensions in by-elections and all those things. But
so you would prefer that the party that was holding the seat would just select someone and then continue?
Yeah.
But what then happens to the whole idea of representation, where you allow the people to select who they want to represent them, which happens to also be the basis, which is the democracy?
Well, it is presumed that at the general elections, the people had the opportunity to select or elect their candidate as per the party coming from.
Yes.
The challenge will be when the person is an independent candidate. That's where the challenge may be. But that one too, I think it can be looked at. The incumbency advantage always come to play in by-elections, whether you like it or not. Marshalling resources and everything, including security issues, where intimidation is rife. Electorates intend to sort of sway to the incumbency with so many promises on the table, development promises here and there. And I heard someone saying, if you want development in Akwatia, vote for NDC because they are in government. Vote for the NDC candidate. They are in government. He can go to the president and get development for you and all that. I said, wow. And our colleagues, our own people, our communicators sat down for this propaganda to sink into people's head. How feasible? Lawyer, good morning. I knew he was an MP.
Yes.
And NDC was in government.
Yes.
Was he able to solve all Akwatia problems? Did he give them all the development they need? The current president, President Dramani Mahama, had been MP for Bole Bamboy for how many terms? 4 terms? Somebody should help me. 3 terms. 3 terms. He became vice president. He became president, acting president, became president for the first term, and now he's president for the second term. Is Bole Bamboy seeing all the development they need? The answer is no. I was an MP for Bantama, even though I was in opposition. I couldn't do all what the people of Bantama need. So the assumption that let's vote for the NDC candidate because they are in government and you get development, it's not true.
Okay.
So the assumption is that Jirapa has seen all the development that they need.
So you blame your communicators for not countering what?
No, I blame the entire machinery
of the party.
I blame. That's what I said, including myself.
You talked about incumbency advantage that always plays a role. But we saw a different story in Asin North concerning James Jechi. Incumbency didn't really play.
There are always exceptions.
Okay.
There are always exceptions to the rule. And then you see the circumstances under which Asin North by-election came. Also, it's a different ball game altogether. I mean, the sympathy was natural. The ordeal he had gone through and all that kind of things. And people said, we are tired of you. I mean, we are going to bring him back. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Let me pick one of those thoughts too. I'm sure you're a very happy man for NDC winning.
On this platform, good morning to your distinguished viewers. Of course, to the good people of Jirapa. I so elated this morning. Let me first and foremost congratulate the MP-elect for his victory. And let me also commend the National Democratic Congress, my party, from the national chairman to all the national other party stakeholders, DCEs, ministers who went into Akwatia to ensure, to ensure, is that?
Your constituency executives.
Yes, that's all. All the constituency executives, the constituency chairman, the executives, the former MP, and everybody who played a role in this victory. I want to use this platform to commend all of you. We did a good job. But George, I have said that looking at the manner, I'm not surprised we won.
Okay.
The Ghanaian, as it stands now, don't be surprised. I don't wish for any by-election again after Tamale Central. I don't wish for any by-election again. But on the unlikely event any of them comes, I can tell you that the NDC will win.
Even Ashanti region.
Even Ashanti region. That is where I'm going. And I know my senior brother will disagree with me, but I just want you to know. You see, there's peace in Ghana. The atmosphere is very conducive.
Even if it's in Bantama, you win it.
We'll win. We'll win. Even if it's in Bantama. They will support us to win. But we are doing well. Are doing well, you know. So for me, let me just commend everybody who played a role. Let me also commend the security agencies for well, I'll leave that to my brother Kutin to comment on. These are aspects in security matters. But I think they did a good job. The skirmishes were few as compared to Abilekuma. So yes. I want to commend them too. And let me also commend the political parties for not misbehaving, you understand, like we experienced in other by-election. I saw some few skirmishes. I don't want to talk to it, but I think that by and large,
your first vice.
By and large, I don't want to talk about it.
Why don't you comment?
No, I don't want to comment on it.
He's embarrassed.
You know, who played a very good role for us to have an MP. Look, by-elections empathize with our deceased brother, the late N.S. Kumi. We empathize with him so much. We went to Akwatia on the matter of principle because first and foremost, the Kumi's election was being challenged in court.
Yes.
So the NDC believed that he did not win the elections genuinely. So we're contesting the elections. So if on the unlikely event he passes of principle, and then to keep faith with the Akwatia people that we believe that the late MP did not win the elections genuinely. That is why we contested Akwatia. And we also, you see, I have heard some MPP members who were so disappointed with their own party for not doing anything in Akwatia for the last 8 years that they were in power. Because
I'll come to you with that concern.
The MPP just left office. Yeah. You understand? So at least there should have been some monumental projects that they could point to. Road. You understand? To say that, look...
There was no road constructed?
Yeah, that's what I heard from the MPP people themselves, that the party didn't help the constituency after, you know, being in power for 8 years. You understand? So people, naturally, every by-election, you see some of these things. You see party in power going into the constituency with, you know, development and all of that. That is also the benefit of a by-election. So I saw, you know, many good things, many interventions took place in Akwatia, and I'm so happy that it happened. The people will benefit. The people will benefit. So for me, by and large, the elections was generally peaceful, and I know the lawyer Bedi will do a good job for the good people of Akwatia. So
was it the hard work of the NDC that won that seat, or was because of the goodwill of that the NDC is enjoying, or was just because the NPP also just shot themselves in the foot by not doing anything in there?
Well, you cannot say they didn't do. They work.
Except for the past 8 years.
No, the past 8 years.
So it wasn't necessary.
No, as well. We did a good job. We worked hard. We went into Akwatia in unison, in a united front. Everybody spirit was high.
So who went there? Who went there with fashion?
We didn't go to Akwatia with fashion. We went in there as a united front, as a united NDC. And that's how, you see, let me tell you, when the party is not together, particularly at the national level, it affects here. In Akwatia, like he said, he has his people who are there. You understand? All the national executives have their people. So if they don't see semblance of unism or unity in you, that is how it will replicate in the constituency, and that is how the results will come. You understand? So you are going to look. There were people who went there when they even see each other. This one is passing here. This one is passing here. The people are observing.
But were you in Akwatia?
You understand? I went there.
Oh, okay.
I went to Akwatia. I wasn't there in the election, but I went there earlier. So I just want to let you know that party unity is key in winning elections, and the NDC went to Akwatia with a united front, but to also hammer that the president is doing a good job, and that is why Ghanaians will always reward us if there's any elections. Like I said, I don't want any by-election to happen. The year we have had enough.
Did incumbency play a role for you winning?
Incumbency?
Yes.
Oh, if I say incumbency didn't play a role, I'll be lying.
Okay.
Incumbency did.
Okay. I also heard accusations of sharing monies and things.
Well, I didn't see anybody share money.
Okay.
And I didn't. When I went, I didn't share money.
But you didn't go on election day.
Is it?
You didn't go on the election day. So.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But for sharing, sometimes sharing of, largesse in elections, it's not always necessary the elections day that you share.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Akutin, we spoke before this by-election. Yeah. Now we're talking after. Let's start from security issues. You had challenges with the 5,000 personnel that the police had to deploy to just a single constituency. But at the end of the day, would you say that 5,000 police personnel help with the peace and sanity and security of the entire exercise?
Well, George, thank you once again for having me. Very good morning to my senior brother, Dotpa.
Yeah, other gentlemen.
But you are the MP, so you are the first. You are wearing that hat, you understand? George, I came here primarily to take my 3 stones before I talk.
Okay.
I was thinking that before I sit here, Focus will be giving me my stones. 1, the conviction of the Ablekuma North. I said there was not going to be custodial sentence. Peanuts, it happened, right?
Yeah. That to pay a fine 6,000 Ghana cedis each.
Yes, they had to pay a fine 6,000 Ghana cedis.
That's 500 penalty units.
Yes. And then on this program, I nearly had not this program, the Saturday program, what's the name?
Current Agenda.
Current Agenda. I said the CJ was a goner. Your presenter, the lawyer, didn't want to agree with me. I was heckled on that program. That was the first program of the episode. I said, well, the time will come. And when last week I said, well, you asked me of my opinion, who wins? I said, well, Tuesday will determine. And Tuesday has spoken. With the security,
yes,
we really need to commend the Inspector General of Police. They brought some novelty in policing in Akwatia.
Okay.
When they brought in technology, drones, and they were able to zone in the entire constituency and could pick even a needle anywhere within the constituency. And on the D-Day, we called that any personnel on operation should wear body cams. And that was the case. So it was not easy to track security challenges and resolve them. There are also appropriate dispute resolution channels put in place. So we didn't see a lot of that also playing out. I still, relative to what? To the taxpayer, of course. Was it worth it? A simple by-election. So we want to know the expenditure. The security component alone, how much was expanded on the Akwatia by-elections? As a taxpayer, as its citizen, it's good we know. Then we can do the analysis moving forward. You see, elections, more or less, is not the absence of violence. At what expense? And that has always been my argument, you understand? Now,
but can that also fall in the argument that, well, at the end of the day, it's the end that justifies the means? So,
listen, look, the IGP,
yes,
a day before the election was in Akwatia himself. On the election day, he was in Akwatia.
Yes.
What that party was partaking in the elections, the president and the vice all decided that, look, my party is in this election, so I'm moving to Akwatia. So Ghana must stop working because of a simple by-elections. Have you thought about the other security challenges in the country? In the Ghana state, during the Omoho festival, how many people died in Sotu?
Yeah.
How many people died in Teshi? Look at Beneyiri in the Solar district. The skirmishes that happened there, the number of casualties, the number of people who were displaced. We even heard about stories about people fleeing from the conflict and getting drawn. So these are the things some of us as security watchers were talking about. It's not, as I said on this platform, that the success of this election hinges on two things: the security and the stakeholders. Who are the major stakeholders? MPP, NDC.
Yeah.
And if you look at the conduct of both parties, they went there to win and not for violence. So if one of the stakeholders decide not to cooperate with the security, even if you are sent 20,000 personnel in Akwatia, there will still be violence. So don't let us celebrate it that because of the numbers, that kind of brought us the outcome we are talking about. No. In every security setup, it's about the systems. You know, I praise them for the novel things they did with the introduction of the technology, the drones and the, you know.
Yeah.
But as for the numbers, we have to discourage that. I don't think it serves anybody a purpose. And you know, 27th December, he'll be 60 years. He'll be going home. So more or less, the Akwatia seat was something, a do and die affair for him. That's why he had to put his boots on the ground. And how dare you, a commissioner, when the IGP is on the ground? You dare not, misbehave. That was why we had that level of professionalism for the first time on the part of our security personnel. And let me say this comfortably. I could move forward.
How?
Because if we want to learn from best practices,
If you learn from Akwatia.
and we learn from Akwatia,
Okay.
other by-elections will go violent-free.
So in other words, to expand that argument, other by-elections, we can have 5,500
No,
personnel.
I'm not talking about the numbers. No.
I mean, if
see,
it happens to be a very good case study in other by-elections, so to expand that conversation, it's fair to have same
George,
numbers.
when
too.
I started,
Yes.
I commended the police where I felt they did well.
Yes, you did, yes.
The only departure was the numbers, and everybody will agree with me. Look, in this country, it's only when we have political ventures that we have resources to undertake. But look at our, the social issues confront. Since they go to fetch water, students still study under trees. Even to get some square meals is a challenge. Some roads are inaccessible. Look at our healthcare. And when it comes to politics, we put this amount of money in the name of security. So let's look at the cost, how much was spent. If we know how much was spent on Akwatia by election, by way of security, we can have a comfortable discussion that, yes, the numbers were what? Justified. Then we can implicate that. But let me even put it this way. I think this time round, there were sufficient engagement with the political parties. The Peace Council did very well.
But there was one that didn't go well, the final meeting between the parties and then the Peace Council. It didn't go well because, according to the NPP, the NDC did not give a proper representation of their members in that particular meeting. They were expecting national officers to be there in the meeting, but the NDC sent constituency officers, which they thought that was not a fair representation in there. So that meeting didn't come off.
Well, to me, a representation is a representation. It doesn't matter whom you send. even if you send someone who is not a national executive, so far as the person is representing and speaking for the party.
Because you see, this is a very crucial meeting, and we need people who can take responsibility, people who can take decisions for and on behalf of the other party. So you just can't bring anybody there on the table when at the end of the day decisions are taken and he hasn't gotten the locus to commit the party to any decision.
My learned senior brother.
Yes, go ahead.
If I am delegated today by the president
to
act as the president of Ghana, every decision I take is on and for and behalf of the president. That is it.
Okay.
But let's move away from that. So the Peace Council did well. Their engagement with the local authorities and the grassroots was spot on. They tried to make both parties raise the sensitivity we are currently in independence of the Electoral Commission. You see that you didn't hear any counter-accusation from either side of the stakeholders like we have had in the past. The Electoral Commission has came in. And this is the independent Electoral Commission we want to get. The only dispatch I will urge both parties to look at, you know, we made a proposal that moving forward in elections like this, for us to reduce the cost burden to the taxpayer, it's good, a time frame should be allowed for the political parties to propagate their messages, but 24 hours or probably 48 hours to the elections, if you are not a voter in those respective constituencies, they shouldn't allow them to come. Look at yesterday what happened. The two incidents we witnessed. One, it was alleged that the minority leader, Afenyo Makin, some said the General Secretary Kodia came to the party office and they faced some posters. A gentleman was arrested and I watched and listened to eyewitness statements. The second one was Azuka and then Buga. Were they voters in the constituency? So if we had implemented this measure, I'm sure we would have recorded an incident free by let's have a conversation around this. Because you see, and last week we spoke about it. We cannot even define the democracy properly as we sit here. Their very definition of democracy.
Basic one. I mean, for the people. The basic one still stands.
So to us as Africans, are we saying that good things cannot emanate from Africa? Let's fuse our tradition and values to our democracy. Look at what works for us, and implement same. Other people can watch us and then implement the same. Like the instant case of Azuka, my good brother shy from speaking to it.
That's what's on the screen now.
There are consequences when you speak to things like this. My learned senior brother also shy away from diagnosing.
You're done.
No, I'm almost landing. With the Asoga thing, you see, with nordness, we respect seniority. My brother here will tell me, Buka was simply playing with Azuka. If you look at what was at play, let's call a spade.
You're not speaking for Buka, are you?
I'm not speaking for him. I watched the video and I'm analyzing it. You understand? Buka is a chief. Many people don't know.
He's a chief?
He's a chief. There's a community in the Kumbungu area. He's a chief. And you know our traditional authorities and how it works. You don't lay your hands on a chief. So you see that Buka, of all people, who is so emotional, was able to manage his emotional intelligence. But Azuka was not able to manage his emotional intelligence. At a point, say, oh, you know you are my senior brother. Then all the unprintable words started. And I want to commend the police. You see, by the instruction the IGP gave, there was zero tolerance for anybody, whether you're a minister, a former minister, MP, or whoever. When you commit a crime, you should be dealt with swiftly. But the person who was in charge of police command in that enclave did so well. He improvised, used his human intelligence at the spur of the moment and decided that they could manage the situation. If Azuka was arrested, you know that there would have been reprisal attack. So we need to commend that this time. Crime does not expire.
You wanted to say something, but you can add that to my question. I mean, within less than a year now, the MPP has suffered about 3 elections. The major one, which was the December election, that Blakuma one, it was just 19 polling stations. But if it had gone the other way around, the NPP would have won that seat. So it's also you losing it. And then Akwatia. How is this, or does this affect the confidence level of the NPP? And even its base? You can address this question plus your other thoughts on it.
Okay, let me address my colleague at GAFC.
Oh, okay.
Defense and International Politics, right. Yes. So, General Akwatia and Co.
Oh, yeah.
Professor Vladimir Nchidansu, my lecturers, yes. So, you see, you were talking about using Akwatia as a case study, and then also using it as a panacea to violent free. I disagree with you. You see, the whole thing hinges on the players. If the players decide that we're going to go into the elections peacefully, nothing will happen.
Okay.
What happened at Ablekuma North? The almighty Ablekuma North. I mean, it's not almighty even. A disgraceful scene.
19 polling stations.
19 polling stations. What happened? There was an attack. There was an attacker or attackers, and someone was attacked unprovoked. So we must refrain from and
I think we learned from that.
As I was watching yesterday, one of the TV stations said NDC's Azoka clashes with NPP's Buka. A very, 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 very misleading title.
Why was it misleading?
Azoka attacked him. Why don't you put there?
Okay.
NDC's Azoka attacks NPP's Buka. That was what happened. That was what happened, unprovoked. So suppose this man started these skirmishes, and the other party also decided to stand on its feet. We wouldn't have gotten any better thing to tell this morning. It would have been disastrous. So the point is, are we going to look on for one party to be that intimidating, to be that violent? I mean, that posture, that militant posture at all times? One day you meet your level. In P, we say, Upamu Bema Pia, Upamu Hufo Bema. You know, the coward, you can be chasing the coward. One day you stand up and say, let it be. And that is where the problem begins. Let's maybe you have something absolute. Let's intimidate the people. Let's cow them down so we can have our way and then get our way.
To my question?
Yes, your question. Yes, general elections we lost. We lost heavily.
Yeah.
And then
Ablekuma
North we lost and all that.
And then Akwatia.
Yes, with my political background and all that I do know.
Yes.
Organization is about everything. Election machinery, oiling it, the wheels, making things work, all the structures in place, working. It's what you get at the end of the day. So if we are failing and we are losing, it means organizational structures are weak, they are not working, and leadership is not up to task. Basically, that's what it is.
Okay.
You know, I've been in this business for a long time. I've been a polling station chairman. I've been an electoral area coordinator before I became 2-term chairman for Bantama. And then, of course, the MP. In between there, I had served at the regional levels, reconciliation committee level, elections committee, finance committee chairman. So I know what it takes from the people deserted the coalition centers and all that. I mean, yesterday.
Your local people, as in the constituency executives?
Yeah.
And the national, they say the national executives have deserted the coalition center well before.
Well, if it is true, then something serious is happening.
You kept talking about...
Means no words. He said, at that time, he was the first vice until the substantive chairman went on leave and he assumed. He said the entire leadership have failed the party and that they should go.
Okay.
Including
what do you think?
Well, since yesterday up to this morning, I've received not less than 200 calls. You are witness. You are what is coming in. And that's what people think.
But what do you think?
I think the way people think. I am with the people, and I'm for the people.
And the people are saying what?
They are saying that this crop of executives must go.
And you think you're right?
Well, of course.
Including the General Secretary, everybody?
Well, maybe the brooms and the brushes at the headquarters all must go.
Oh, so you mean everybody?
There must be a cleanup in leadership, complete cleanup. We cannot continue to tolerate this kind of leadership. We cannot, and we should not. We've known Danboche. We've known Ohinin too. We witnessed Sir John. Kwabena Japan came on board. We saw John Buadu. And we've seen today, we are witnessing another era of leadership. Compare all these eras. And you come to terms with me and with the people.
You know, the interesting thing about democracy and democratic practice is that the people elect. Now, if there's a problem with the leadership, as you talked about, this leadership were elected by the people. And talking about the people means that the members of the NPP. By far, can we say that the problem is also got to do with the members of the NPP because they elected these leaders?
Well,
the leadership that they have that's disappointment in.
Well, that is why there's chance and opportunity to elect and re-elect. If you are put there and the expectations are so high of you and you fail to live up to expectations, the people have the opportunity and the right to change it. It's not a permanent feature. It's something, somebody was there. You see, when John Buadu 2020, when he secured 137 seats, as against 169. I mean, we nearly roasted him in this country. We said he has failed completely and woefully, and he must go. And lo and behold, we sacked him. And now, from 137 to 87, now I've lost count of how many seats we do have.
It's 87.
It's 87.
Yes. It was 88, and then you've lost Akwatia, so it's 87.
It's 87.
And there's one to by-election if he says he's resigning.
No, he's apologized.
Oh, no, we shouldn't allow that in our body policy.
I'm coming.
There should be a by-election in New Jersey.
I'm coming.
Akwatia by-election. And as a matter of principle, he should do that because he has to set the examples. And it's not the first time he has said.
He said
it's about the second time.
No.
But you remember the skirmishes in Parliament? He was heavily involved.
But
so we can't have this kind of characters in Parliament.
What you call political talk.
So that's a political.
So that's a political talk.
Put it on that dustbin.
So how long?
I can't put that in that
scene and says that when it gets power, it's going to stop Galamsey within months or whatever. And he comes to power. The people gives him power, and Galamsey persists.
Okay.
And escalates.
Are you comparing that to what Befi said?
So what we say...
No, I'm asking, are you comparing that to what Befi said?
Well, what we say on political platforms and, political...
The member of parliament said that he will resign if NDC wins the seat.
Yes.
Now, to use the example...
Is there any... No, but there's no ban on that.
There's no what?
Nothing binds him.
But those are
Joe Mahama's 4 years hasn't ended.
The president has not said anything similar to that effect.
His 4 years hasn't ended.
So, I mean, that comparison...
I'll go there.
You go there. Don't let me also go, people. It's not what you are witnessing.
Well,
leave Befi alone.
So you think he shouldn't apologize, though? Let's just...
We should leave him alone.
George,
leave him alone.
So, George, at what point, as politicians, are we going to take the citizens serious? At what point? Is it the case that now you are looking to becoming the next general secretary of the elephant family?
Yeah. Which I will bring you back home.
Good seeing.
I will be grateful to come home. If there are right leadership.
Yes, mine is about unity.
I'm placing it on record that if there's right leadership in MPP, we'll come back home. I'll bring Solomon and Co back home.
Thank you.
Solomon of Movement for Change.
Thank you.
I'll bring all people who come if they are right leadership.
Take my word.
Solo come. If there's right leadership. But you see, this comes to my point.
Solo will prefer to join.
How do we mount campaign platforms and say things, and when it doesn't happen, we say, oh, it was political talk?
Well,
So how do we want the citizens to take us serious?
I think the
It's
citizens-
about time we live by our words. Leadership is by example. Otherwise, we are not leaving legacies for our children. Look at in Japan. If you say something and you don't go by, some even commit suicide
Yeah, some
because
even
I
commit
promised this
Yeah.
and I couldn't
South
deliver.
Korea. You will
It's
look
a-
at- but let me one small thing
Quickly.
about on the security. You're talking about cost effectiveness of putting 500 men on the ground and all that.
5,000.
5,000.
Yes, that's a lot.
Then
Later it was 5,500.
if they had voted for MPP,
Yes.
then we would have won. The difference is 3,000.
Yes.
If the entire police force voted to vote. but you see, it is not only 5,000 policemen. I'm told, and I know that
They were military.
military men
Yeah.
were also deployed.
Yeah. So all this.
So we are talking about somewhere 7,000. And is it something we want to continue with?
No.
Okay.
Well, let me say that my brother Kotin, you see, the Akwatia, the chief Sofo Azoka's, what is that?
The confusion between him and
Confusion
Buga.
between him and Buga. I'm told something happened somewhere where Azoka was informed. It's like Buga and Co had gone somewhere to also cause some kind of disturbances. So Azoka was informed. So he too was coming with that emotions and all of that. Irrespective of that, it's condemnable. It's not something that should have happened. But I just want to say that something triggered it somewhere. Secondly, my senior brother is talking about Galamsey fight. You see, President Mahama will fight Galamsey.
When?
He started.
And what
started.
about this continue after repealing the LI?
Yes.
That I'm saying will stop in this country.
Oh, that is one of the reasons, so that we cannot enter our forest,
forest to go and
to mine. You understand? So it's something that we are doing. It's not easy. It's a fight that everybody should play a role.
Now
But
you are saying so?
yes,
No,
yes. But
6
listen,
months
listen,
ago,
no,
and 1 year ago,
listen.
the entire nation was on the Kufuor.
I'm coming.
Just hold on.
You had
No, let me
8
have
years.
let's have him
You had
just roll
8
out his
years.
thoughts. Don't worry.
What I'm trying to say is that you had 8 years to stop it. You didn't stop it.
Yeah, that is why we were voted out.
That's why you were voted. It's not. Ghanaians didn't just vote you out because of Galamsey. Why?
Well,
Did you
it
lose
was
the
part-
election?
it was
No, I'm
part of
coming.
it.
Gentlemen,
You didn't
gentlemen,
just lose the
gentlemen,
election because of
gentlemen,
No,
Galamsey.
it was part.
How we deal with the Galamsey menace, particularly with even what happened in Obuasi, the helicopter crash. Watch in the coming days. You will see real action. Why? What else do you want President Mahama to do? If a whole president can even subject his party national organizer and vice chairman to investigation on issues of Galamsey, you understand? What else do you want the president to do?
But why did you record the task force?
You understand?
The
Yes,
security
because-
task force.
The task force,
Because
there's a reason.
the national
There's a reason.
organizer has asked them to stop.
No, did you hear that from
Let's
me?
have one at
No.
a time.
The
You can
task
just
force-
note your
listen,
points down.
the
When
task
we have the
force-
opportunity, you can
The
address
task
them.
force, bro. The task force organized a different group of people to go in.
Not because Yamin said
No,
that.
not because the national organizer said it.
But you
No.
also you understand that you
No.
make, you give
No.
room you
Why?
give room
When
for
you,
that speculation
you remember
to happen.
even the previous regime, they gave so many names and all of that.
Yeah.
So we did the first one and we experienced some lapses. Then we say, okay, let's come back to the drawing board.
You
He's
talked
not
about-
contesting
you talked
elections.
about,
Man,
Honorable-
President Mahama is not
Honorable-
going to be on the ballot
Honorable,
box.
you talked
so
about-
he will deal with the menace
You
of
talked
Galamsey.
about repealing the LI.
Yes.
It had to come with a lot of pressure.
Oh, there was
Because
pressure.
earlier there was
When? How many?
no,
How many
civil
months?
society had to.
The environment minister has taken the initiative.
Okay.
But even that, let me help him on that score. You see, repealing that law, do you know what it means? What it means is that the president will not have the so-called
The power to give
power
authority for
say
people to mine in
and all
forest
those
reserves,
things.
yes.
But the constitution is clear.
That's
All those mineral resources and everything is vested in the president on behalf of the people. That is clear. It's there. But already companies are in the forest reserve mining. So you repeal that law and you go and take them out.
so
Or
we did take a retrospect.
law, because the law hasn't given them any license or permit. You getting me? Minerals Commission or Forestry Commission hasn't given them license or permit based on members. When MPP is there, they are party members.
No, we are talking about the forest reserve.
Yes, of course. And the illegal miners are in the forest reserve. Illegal miners are in the forest reserve, and they are causing the menace. When MPP is in government, party members are emboldened to go in there. When NDC is in government, as we are witnessing today, their members are emboldened, and they are in.
Forces will go in. And
Let's stick within our framework, Akwatia. Just a quick one.
Yes,
I'll come to you. No, just note it. Let me just pick him. Then I'll come to you. Then we'll move
so
to the next
if you want your peace, when the task force is set up again, they will make announcement. Everybody leave.
Okay.
There will be no mercy for the cripple.
All right. After this Akwatia by-election, you have 188 members of parliament.
Yes.
There's a lot of pressure because you have that majority to effect whatever change you want to effect in this country.
Sure.
Should Ghanaians still count on the NDC and the majority in parliament for that?
Yeah, sure. So we will use the numbers very responsible. We will not, because we have many MPs and we have 2/3 and use it capriciously. We will not do that. I can assure you that the president, the leadership of parliament and the party is not ready to abuse the advantage that Ghanaians has given us. We will not do that, I can assure you.
All right.
Anything that we will want to use the 2/3 to do will be in the interest of Ghana.
Okay.
Ghanaians will applaud it.
Okay. All right. So, Kutin, you wanted to say something quickly, then we'll talk about the Chief Justice.
I wanted to chip in something politically. The missed opportunity in sure that the goodwill enjoyed by the NDC is cut. They failed woefully. And you see, in every political enterprise, there are three things: your resources, your strategy, and your messaging. The resources both parties have. The strategy, the MPP got it wrong. And the messaging, the same way. There were certain things that were said by party leaders which shouldn't have been said in the first place. I'm not prepared to go into the nitty-gritties. But however, Akwatia saw for the first time, we saw less votes buying in Akwatia. Even the indigenous of Akwatia complained that the government was not bringing money.
Yeah.
So these are good starting points we must draw lessons from. That is what I wanted to just put across. But MPP, what MPP need to do now is to stop focusing on the government, focus on the party, look inward, and build internally. This is what John Mahama did after losing woefully in 2016. The NDC didn't focus on the government, they focused on itself and built its structures. And if you look at electoral machinery now, any election in Ghana, forget about personalities and look at the collective good of the party. You see how personal interests in a big political organization like the MPP have reduced MPP to its own.
Which personal interest is that?
There are several personal interests. I won't go there. I won't go there.
Let me help him.
Hey, now nobody will go anywhere. We are all. Nobody will go anywhere. We all remain in our mind.
He asked you a question. John, he did ask a question about the goodwill.
Yes, goodwill. Yes.
17 within this period, when Nana Akufo-Addo and MPP took over, we enjoyed the goodwill.
Yes.
So if you compare 2017, the first doing a comparison, we also enjoyed the goodwill of the people.
Yes.
And indeed, we had a calm situation, security issues and all that, price. So when people are comparing what's happening today, first 8 months in office, to what happened in 2024, 2023, I get confused. We can do ourselves better when we go back the first year, the goodwill, 2017, and up to this time. It takes time for a new government ushered in to start losing the goodwill of the people. I mean, getting it chipped away one by one. And I agree with him also. And the wrongs of the government to know.
Then who finished today?
So I will not divorce any of them. So I agree with him. Building the structures and uniting the party at all levels, bringing everybody home, proper reconciliation. President Kufuor told me, I had been with him on atonement. Then when you finish, reconciliation.
You're just ignoring what I'm saying.
I'm just sharing what my father discussed with me.
And they're not going to Tamale cell. Tamale is Tamale Central is the stronghold of the NDC. Look at what is happening within NDC now. 12 aspirants. It could happen that the people's choice may not be chosen. So if you were in that elections, you can never tell. And strategy-wise, you use those statistics to build.
Okay.
And let me also commend Dankwa. Musa Dankwa.
Okay.
Look, the gentleman is an institution.
Okay.
And you disregard him at your own peril.
All right.
He predicted
Putin,
several things that have come to pass.
Putin, thank you,
and as a country,
just 1 minute, finish
we
up
must
for me.
hail them.
Let's talk about the Chief Justice. Just finish up. You had on your...
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was done.
Yeah,
That's right.
we had to look at reconciliation.
Okay.
And
you
then-
talked about atonement.
Atonement, reconciliation. You understand?
Well, to use atonement.
That we need to go and beg.
To go and beg.
There are some people. There are others that we just have to speak to. I mean,
Okay.
they want a forum, a platform to air their views. Somebody must listen to them. They may be wrong.
And there are some too hard to reapply.
No, for me, I don't go for any reapplication and all those things.
Oh, so you don't support that statement?
No, not at all. We need to talk to people. We need to see people.
But lawyer,
Yeah.
if you want to build, if you want to build, you build from foundation.
I am talking.
You want to elect a flag
talking.
bearer.
I am responding to what I
Understand. But I'm also saying that. I'm just adding this. You cannot build from the top. I have said it.
No.
You want to skew. If you want to skew the elections towards a particular candidate, you will destroy, they will end up collapsing the party. We want MPP to survive so that they can continuously check on us so that we deliver what we have to deliver for politicians. But we don't want
You were telling us that you don't support that whole decision of some people reapplying.
We don't
support
want
that.
the collapse of MPP.
Why
We
don't you
want
support
them
that?
to be
No, there's
in
no need
opposition
to
forever.
apply or
Can be there
reapply.
to critique us so that we do the work that we
we
want
need
to
to
do
be
for
talking to
Ghanaians.
sitting here. Within 2 or 3 minutes, I got an inkling. I got some information from him. He may have something more to tell me. Others have something more to tell me. After that, oh, sorry, brother. Come back home. We are sorry.
Okay.
Giving you the platform. You know, President Kufuor had done it before.
Yeah.
National Reconciliation Commission in this country. To heal the whole nation, even though some people had their own misgivings. But that thing worked.
It
and
helped,
it's going to, I mean, it's a legacy.
So it's a similar one you're proposing for the MPP?
Well, on a smaller scale.
To heal the MPP?
Yeah, to heal. We need to heal.
Okay.
And we have got to do it. And we'll do it.
Let's talk about the Chief Justice. Just within this week, a statement issued coming from the presidency and was issued by the government spokesperson on communications and then also speaking for the president to Felix Kwatiofosu concerning the taking out of the Chief Justice. That also generated a lot of conversation, but that happened before the Akwatia by-election, although the by-election also swallowed that aspect of the Chief Justice suspension. Now, and some of the reasons, I mean, some of us chance on some of the reasons given in that particular committee's report. In the opinion of the committee, the travel expenses which Justice Torkornoo heaped on the judicial side with her daughter, together with the payment of per diem to the spouse and daughter of the Chief Justice, constituted unlawful expenditure of public funds. The committee indicated that it cannot be justified in law or even policy. They said those acts, it says, constitute avoidable and reckless disposition of public funds, and in the view of the committee, to have been occasioned by the overall head of the judiciary and the judicial service, whose duties to guard public resources allocated by the government is caught within the spectrum of stated misbehavior. Again, the committee also stated that without fear or favor, that the Chief Justice unjustifiably breached the provision of Article 295A and B of the Constitution, and in the way and manner that she transferred Mr. Baden, a staff of the Judicial Service. It said her conduct amounted to misbehavior. The committee indicated that it was of the view that the conduct of the Chief Justice, that's Justice Torkornoo, falls squarely in the category of conduct described as of the opinion that the action and conduct of Justice Torkornoo fell within the meaning and categories of stated misbehavior as provided under Article 1461 of the 1992 Constitution. It goes on and on. I mean, after that, we've also heard from a former Chief Justice, as Justice Ofoya Kufu, totally disagreeing with the entire process, saying that, well, something needs to be consoling words to Justice Torkornoo, that she should just take heart and find refuge in the Lord. Honorable, I'll start with you on this. There have been mixed reactions. Those looking forward to this and those obviously saying that this is an attack on the judiciary and shouldn't have been done.
Well, I want to state clearly on this platform that the constitution of this country, hasn't given absolute power to anybody, not even the president, because the president itself can be subjected to a vote of no confidence by way of censure motion. So it tells you and every other person in this country that nobody is the final arbiter. Nobody is the alpha and the omega. So when you are in any organization as a head, ought to be very, very careful how you dispense your duties. You have to be very, very careful, meticulous, prudence, ensure that rules and regulations at any time is adhered to. Because one, you won't be there forever. You will not be there forever. Even you can be there and something of this sort can happen. If somebody has said that there will be a day where Madam Getu Torkornoo will not be Chief Justice of Ghana without going on retirement, she would never believe it. She wouldn't. If you look at her posturing when she's on the panel, how she adjudicates, how she does things, what we hear, how she manages her colleague judges and all of that. Mind you, there were senior judges before she was appointed. You understand?
Yes.
And that is also another area that I find it problematic. You see, in area of justice, at any point in time, you don't have to skew the appointment of judges. You don't. And I want us to visit the Constitution and look at how judges are appointed to the Supreme Court and even the High Court and other court of justice. We have to look at that provision. And I want to state, I believe that as far as the Ghanaian or Ghana is concerned, looking at our attitude, looking at the way we behave, the environment in which we are, I believe that we don't need to be appointing judges. So we should review the clause, let people naturally climb to the ladder. Let people, when you finish the law school and want to be a judge, join the judiciary service.
You also understand, I mean,
and naturally, there are other examples.
In every jurisdiction, when it comes to Supreme Court, we get to understand the political undertone in that.
I know, so that's my point. That's my point, you understand? So we should not, I just want to say that we should not, look, let's don't allow people to do political party biddings. Then you catch the eye of the president, then they appoint you to go and be a judge. Yes. You are already going there, tainted with party color, you understand, or party colors. So I want us to have this conversation, and other civil society and then meaningful governance experts can trigger this conversation so that we look at it, how our judges are being appointed, and some of the so-called independent state institutions that you say something is independent, yet somebody will have to appoint the president. I don't know how that is independent. You understand? I don't know. My last conversation on this matter is that the president has done nothing wrong. It's not an issue that we should politicize. People petition, and the president has no option than to refer the petition to the committee, which he did. And the committee brought their report and found her guilty. So she must go, and she's gone.
You know, she also had a whole reservation about the entire process, challenging the process.
Yeah, definitely. Even, why? She's a judge. People, even when somebody is seen by the cameras to be guilty, yet the person will be subjected to the court processes. You understand? For her, she naturally will want to defend herself that she's done nothing untoward. You understand? But at least the committee they did their job and found her guilty. And just like the way she could find people guilty and incarcerate them. So the committee too felt that.
It doesn't come to you as a bit of surprise when the former Chief Justice is supporting her.
She's entitled to her opinion.
But she's also a member of the Council of State.
Yes,
another interesting
that's
aspect
what I'm saying.
of it.
She's entitled to her opinion, just like we all here are entitled to our opinion. But what matters is that, according to Madam Torkornoo, the law is the law.
And the law is what has been used.
And the law is what has been used. So nobody should come and say, President has done this, President. No. President Mahama did a good job. He just followed the Constitution, and that, asked the Chief Justice.
What about the other argument that with this decision, it looks like the floodgate has been open for similar decisions to be taken in the future?
Well, whoever that is going to be appointed a Chief Justice will take a cue from this. I'm sure these charges that Madame Torkornoo suffered, I'm sure whoever that is coming to be the next Chief Justice will be very careful about how you conduct yourself, particularly if you're managing your colleague judges, transferring people arbitrarily anyhow. But let me just do that for transfer of people. There are many heads of agencies who just behave like the agency is for them.
Let me just say this. In the public sector...
In the public sector.
Transfer is used as a punishment.
You understand?
That I have to say. In the public sector, transfer is used as a punishment.
It's just not coming from this Chief Justice thing. But I'm telling you, many government... Look, bro, you have been around. He has been around. We all observe. People think that when he's head of an agency, the agency is for him. No. Something like this can happen to anybody. So everybody should be careful. Whether you can be asked by way of the law can catch up with you without your tenure of office being ended. And even after your tenure of office is ended, you can still be called to come and account for your stewardship. So people should be very careful when they have the opportunity to head agencies.
Okay.
Work with people, manage people. You are going to head a place where people... Let everybody respect the rules of the organization. You, the head, should equally respect the rules of the organization. Do not because you are the head. Look, those sons, they are not entitled to that. You understand? The driver is there. The son is the one driving the CEO.
Yeah.
The son is the one driving the head of the agency. Why? It's wrong. It's wrong. People do these things with impunity. You think you are going away with it free. The day something will happen, like that is where you will know your length.
Anyway,
you understand? Your
okay. Let me move to Doc here. He's also a lawyer, so you have double thoughts to share with us on this Chief Justice issue.
Ordinarily, I do not have much, but I want us to look at a few things. The timing of the announcement.
Okay.
Akwatia elections, and then the announcement comes through, so that people attention will be on Akwatia, and then this will go.
That's your understanding, right?
Yeah?
That's your understanding.
Yes, of course, and that's what happened.
Okay.
Number two, this removal has been predetermined. In fact, it had been predicted.
How?
President Mahama, when he was a candidate, he said, when we come...
Did he say that?
Yeah.
That they'll put their own people there?
Yeah, but he said the Akufo-Addo's government has packed the judiciary. He will reset. So if he's removing Akufo-Addo's people, whose people would he bring in?
Okay. So that's an interpretation you're putting to what he said.
Yeah, implication by implication.
Okay.
If we are removing them, then we have to bring our own. That's it. The other one is that after Chief Justice, who next? Are we to expect the Electoral Commissioner? Are we to expect the Attorney General going? Because we've seen changes in leadership in almost all the key sensitive institutions. In the military, there was a complete overhaul. In the police service, there has been a complete overhaul. So what next? There is certain agenda is on board and it's going on for them. Since you mentioned Madame Sophia Akufo,
Yes.
let me associate myself with that and let me try and read her full, she really said for the benefit of others.
That's fair enough.
She said the removal process of Torkornoo was unjust and was as if she was on trial for treason. She goes on to say, speaking in an interview with TV3, she noted that the removal of no Chief Justice, no judge, should go through this rigmarole again. She stated solemnly. To her, the process of inquiry and subsequent removal could be likened to a political witch hunt. She did not get a fair trial. These are her words. Even though it is not a trial, strictly speaking, it was handled as though it was a treason trial, she said.
It's interesting to hear her say this.
Yeah.
When one's also in there. And I'm just wondering whether those with a legal understanding all have different understanding to what exactly happened within the committee.
Well, I'm not there. You and I were not there.
Exactly, though.
Apologies to the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We were not there, so we cannot see what... We are reading and listening to commentary that is coming out of that. And I'm saying that I go fully with the former Chief Justice, Justice Sophia Akufo, at this point, and on this note. So then, it has been predetermined, and she's not the first, the judiciary is not the first to be more or less attacked or reset. I've told you, the military had had their fair share, and they are gone. The police service have had their fair share, and they are gone. Indeed, the immigration, whatever, all the security institutions you can talk about. Because as president, he may want to feel comfortable with the people he thinks he can work with. I'm
traveling on official travel with a spouse or the daughter or son on the expenses of the institution that he or she is heading, and per diem is paid to the spouse or the child. What do you make of that? Is that right?
Well, I do not know the condition of service that comes with the office. Normally, these things are...
Official travel with your spouse and a child?
Well,
and then per diem given to them. I know there are some private entities that some of these things are allowed, but I don't know about the public entities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think they have a travel policy.
They have a travel policy.
But does it include traveling with your spouse and a child?
I have not gone to that. I've not scrutinized
and
that.
I'm
coming. You see, when you are head of an entity and you are traveling, you do not draw the budget all by yourself. There is an office that does it. There's a desk. I mean, there's a schedule officer of that. And once it is done, and you do not even approve of it, there's another officer, maybe one of your deputies or something.
Case when they made him to take Pampers allowance and he suffered it.
Yes,
so the head of the institution should know.
You are talking about ultimate responsibility.
Yes.
That one I agree. So you do not prepare the budget and all those things. And I do not know under what circumstances that this thing happened. But I'm inclined to believe that being invention within the institution, that if the head is traveling, whoever he or she is traveling with, can be supported one way or the other. I do not know. But if we think this is an offense that can occasion the removal of a whole judicial board, it is not about bribery and corruption. She did not extort money from anybody. She did not plot a coup d'etat. She didn't, cause a murder. Just because the spouse and the child have benefited from her diem, which is a state fund. And so she has got to suffer for it.
It's not only
So
that
good.
one.
The other issues too.
They say he abused her discretional
office
powers.
transfer and
Was
all
he,
those
she was? It's part of. It's,
part of some-
Discretional powers
yes, she
abused.
abused them seriously,
What
capriciously.
do you use to measure the abuse of a discretional power?
That's why
you see,
someone was unduly transferred because of just a mere issue she encountered.
do you know how many people are being transferred and hunted out of office under this regime?
They've never been caught.
Under this regime?
When you are caught
Under
as
this
a
government,
head,
how
they
many
will
people?
subject you to the law.
Let me get
Go to
Kutin's thought on
Kokobot.
this.
Let me give you. Go to Kokobot.
Let me get Kutin's thought on this. Okay.
Let's go to Kokobot and witness what is actually happening there.
Let me go to Kutin. Yes.
In fact, I feel so sad over the whole episode. When it comes to women, I'm kind of biased.
Why?
Because I'm a strong advocate for women empowerment. But you see, our mother, our sister, she brought this upon herself.
How did she do that?
You see, when this thing happened, and given the sensitive office she occupied, okay, if an allegation had been made about you, you know the conditions that are contained in the constitutional provision to get yourself proven otherwise. But you see, for one reason or the other, she got bad advice and the thing turned political. And it became an NDC, an MPP issue. That was the point. I realized that, no, this thing was not going to help the woman, especially when she wrote to the president requesting for the petition. And under any rate, the president would have given you the petition, constitution. And then, invariably, we got this thing leaked to the media. Secondly, she also wrote she wanted to waive her right of the in-camera hearing. You understand? And that right was not only to protect her, but the sensitivity of the judiciary was convicted for what? Procurement what? Sophia Akufo-Addo.
Sophia
Akufo, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, my word. So, of the human rights, what's her name? Marita something.
Is it Mrs. Lamte? No.
Mrs. Lamte.
That's for...
Human rights.
Okay.
Human rights. She was also removed. Overstated misbehavior. Is that not it? Now, let's look at something. You remember the Sao case?
Yes.
They were disenfranchised for how many? The EC case, the birth certificate versus the national identification card, when people went to court, the date. A very important matter as this. Okay, the Chief Justice came and fixed a day when the processes have already taken place. What are we talking about? Power is transient. And when you hold public office, you hold it in trust. To me, you are saying she has not been charged of any
Not
crime.
any corrupt act.
Corrupt.
Yes.
What is corruption? If you take something you are not entitled to, what is it? How do we define corruption then? If you take something that is not yours, you remember Mutaka's case. He was Minister of Sport at the time.
Yes.
They made him enjoy some largesses, including Pampers, right? He was sent home. So let's build. Another thing we need to do is this: the separation of powers thing. Look, John Mahama must even be wary because NDC have absolute majority in parliament.
Yes.
If their parliamentarian decide today that, look, you can no longer be our president in conjunction with the minority, it's a goner.
Which will be in our wildest imagination.
It will be now, but it's also possible.
Well.
So now, there's a window of opportunity. The Constitutional Reform Committee is still in play. Is that not it? This presents this country a very good opportunity. The legal brains, I'm not a lawyer, should look at how we can strengthen our laws so that these things don't recur. Because we learn from best practices. The issue of John Mahama have set the gate for subsequent actions of this nature to happen. Are we really serious as a country? Is that how we want to build our country? Is it everything we must make it political? Is it everything? Look, the president did no wrong. He was simply a conveyor belt. Just like Nana Akufo-Addo, when Charlotte Osei's destiny was determined by a commission, he had to act. Because on the 7th, when he was sworn in, what did he say? He promised to uphold the president. Let's remove the nuances of politics in some of these things and let's move forward as a country. And it should be a lesson to public office holders that is not a family or personal property. But you know that other aspect, I'm so sad. All this impeachment, so-called, women has been victims. How is it the case? So this is what policymakers have to look at.
Let's not put the gender card.
No. I want to know. Listen.
Let's not put the gender.
George,
let's not put the
I want
gender
to provoke a debate.
Yes.
I want to provoke a debate. I'm not putting the gender. Look, I'm a gender advocate.
I can sense where you're heading to.
I'm a gender
let's not put that gender labeling in there.
Charlotte Osei was what? The Human Rights Commissioner was a woman. And they are the minority. So these are things as a country we have to look at. Look, our fathers still suck our mother's breast. So they are our mothers for life. So is it that they come to office with these motherly tendencies to take care of everybody, they fall victims to these things, or there's a peculiar policy error somewhere we have to look at as a country?
But let's not put that gender labeling.
No, I'm not bringing that. I'm provoking a debate.
Let's not put that gender in this. Look, this will be our final phase that we can wrap it up here. I'll start with you, Doc. You mentioned that it was predetermined that the Chief Justice was going to be removed.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the president then, when he was in opposition, talked about certain things concerning the judiciary and all that. You also recall that in opposition before the NPP won the 2016 election, the NPP had a lot of misgiving about Charlotte Osei.
Yeah.
And then subsequently, when the NPP won the 2016 election, we saw the processes that the chair of the Electoral Commission then went through and finally her removal. Was that also predetermined?
Well, you may say so, because immediately after 2017, there was an implosion from the Electoral Commission themselves, the leadership, the chair lady, the two deputies. You remember?
Yeah.
They themselves, they brought themselves out. So there was an implosion. So you see, you may want to liken what happened then and now, but then if you go into details, you might find some differences.
Okay.
And I hope you get me. Yeah, there was an implosion. So I'm happy that we have a system in place working,
Okay.
whether good or bad. Of course, any decision, you have some people laughing, others not happy. So she had done her bit. She can go home now and have a peace and then continue with her life. I mean, I wish her all the best of luck and all that. But then going forward, just as Putin said, we are building a nation.
Yes.
So we must be guided by some of these things that happens around us. We must be looking into policies and getting things, whatever there is. So we've had revolutionary periods where things were done by a caveat. I mean, sacking here and there. We are in constitutional era, and processes are being initiated and gone through. So let us accept it as it is. But then we must not forget that we are all bound to be judged one way or the other.
Okay.
Not here on earth. Heaven above is waiting for us.
Okay.
Judgment day awaits all of us.
Putin, your final thoughts.
George, to continue from where my senior learned brothers started from, Ghana is the only country we have. We can also do stuff for other countries to learn from us. We have become too political as a country, and that has sharply divided us. And you realize that there's nothing in this country that can take place without the connotation of party A or party B. We don't build a country like matter the political side you belong. Look at my good brother here. So that is the Ghanaian spirit. We are losing our sense of Ghanaian values because of politics. And this is permeating in all our institutions. And if care is not taken, that will present an existential threat to our democracy.
Politics or equalization, political equalization. But you see, my senior brother keep on talking about President Mahama sacked people to go home and those things. You see, bro, you have been a politician. It's not a novelty. You know, when we started the Fourth Republic, which party won elections as an opposition? It was the NPP. What did you do? What did you do?
Tell me.
What did you do? Many people were asked to go home, including the former President Rawlings. May he so rest in peace, was banned from any military installation, not even to visit anybody there. You understand? Political appointees, when the exchange of government, you know you go. The IGP, everybody, they know that very well. They know that very well. You understand? So for me, I don't want us to sit on national television and talk as if President Mahama has done something untoward by asking people to go. He's not the one.
I did not say so.
That's what you said. You said that President Mahama has asked people to go home.
No, I'm saying it has been done already.
The Cocoa issue that you are talking about. People were in Cocoa Board before others came. Where were they? You understand? Look, all this thing, I'm trying to say that MPP came to power in 2001. And that was when we saw proceed or leave. I said, let's stop this. And even had a problem with his boss, former President Rawlings. All of them of blessed memory. President Mills said that, no, let's stop this political stuff, go home thing. We are politicians. Prosecutions and all those things. President Mills even said, look, let's sanitize the political space. Let's, at least, let's ensure that, let's make corruption unattractive to public servants instead of going to prosecute people after their tenure of office or when there is change of government. You understand? He had it tough with his boss. He had it tough with many NDC people. When President Nana Akufo-Addo came in 2017, the same thing started.
Okay.
The same thing. People were asked to go home.
We can't continue.
You
like
understand?
This.
So I'm saying that, you see, for me, if it is anybody who set that precedent, it is the MPP. So they shouldn't, they don't have the moral. Yes, I'm saying that. So you see, you started something, another NDC president came to stop it, and another MPP president came and started it. What do you expect from us? We are human beings.
Thank you very much.
We are human beings. They should not let us go on that tangent.
Thank you very much. I usually like interesting quotes. There's an interesting quote I came across that when they wish to eat the vulture, they call it guinea fowl.
That's very true.
Yes, that when the wish is to consume the vulture or to eat the vulture, they call the vulture guinea fowl. All right, on that note, that's it for today's edition of Focus. Join us same time next week for another edition. This program repeated this evening.